Okay. Okay, so Peter, let's start, yeah? First of all, what's your name for those who do not know you?
My name is Peter Willis.
And Peter, are you from Dublin?
I'm not from here originally, from the north of Ireland originally, but I've been here 30 years.
So you are more or less a local, yeah?
I'm a local, yeah.
Okay. So what has brought you today here to this place and so on?
Well, I suppose this place is very close to my heart because it has, it's the oldest vintage shop in Dublin, and I love clothes, I love style, I love colourful people who self-express, people who aren't afraid to just show up in the world and be themselves and have lots of fun. So,
okay.
Yeah.
And what kind of why do you like this let's call it world so much? So it has to do with your identity, your past, both, or more stuff?
I think like we're, I'm an artist, so I do a lot of work on how you show up in the world and how like we're all visible. So I'm kind of curious. Some people meet me and they're like, "Oh, I wish I could wear more color," and I'm like, "Well, you can just wear more color. Just do whatever you want to do that brings you into a kind of sense of empowerment and to bring joy into your life and to just do it your way. Like, be really unique and be really who you kind of who you want to be, and that'll change from moment to moment and year to year, and so I love meeting people that are just unashamedly like showing up, doing that, or being, I love the punks and I love the Vivienne Westwood time, and when it's like breaking all the rules and being a rebel and an anarchist, and just I kind of think true punk is taking agency back in the world that is a lot of times an antidote to kind of whitewashing of everything, or greenwashing or pinkwashing or whatever it is that's is the world is after your money, and making money is like a big thing that can sometimes exclude people and push people to the fringes, but like you can show up as you are, in whatever way.
Okay, why colors are important to you and in environment in which you live? What is the significance of that?
To me, color is like I just couldn't imagine living. At one stage in my life, when I was about 16 or 17, growing up in a small town in Northern Ireland, I wore grey, and I realised many years later that what that was about was this saying that the nail that sticks up has to get beaten down. And I think in school, it's like you don't want to stand out, you don't want to be too much, you don't want to be too this, too that, to the other. And I think it's a conditioned thing of fear. I think people are like, I think people tell you, there's a saying about fitting in. Well spotted. So there's a thing, it's live. I think there's a thing about, I remember there was an aha moment I had when I saw on the side of a bus, it said, I don't know what the ad was for, but it said, "I have absolutely no desire to fit in." And I remember thinking something about that really aligns with my core values, and I don't know why. And then I think it was Brené Brown or one of the other psychologist people that said, if you fit in, you shrink yourself to be in a shape that is for the other person, and it's not your chosen shape. So don't shape shift. Don't be something other than what you choose to be. Be the person you need to be, and show up in the world, and then the world will change its shape to accommodate and make space for you. And I just love that. That's kind of the whole basis of my work, is about embracing imperfection, being comfortable with the messiness of life, showing up in the mess. Just shine your light on your little corner of the world, and you'll figure it out. We don't know the answers. Yeah.
Peter, can you please share with us a story that has changed you for good, let's say? A personal story. Something that you think it's relevant, it's inspiring.
Oh my God, that has totally stumped me. I had life-saving surgery. I got really sick. And I was lucky. I had good surgeons. I had... it felt like it was almost like a big major life burnout. And it made me really reflect on where I want to go in life, what I want to do as a career, how hard I want to work, what my needs are. And also gratitude, like when you know that something has happened in your life that could have taken your life, you don't live in this same, you know, tomorrow is never promised to anybody, so you don't live in the same kind of way. I think it's not always, but it gives you that chance to be like, today is a miracle, and if you don't really go fully into it and with appreciation and gratitude, you've missed it. It's over. You know, that was another day you lost. So there's this sort of almost like an awakening happens out of great tragedy comes great art. It's a saying I like. So yeah, that would be an experience I've had.
Okay, thanks so much. Now, would you have a message for those who are going to watch this video? Something, whatever comes to your mind.
Don't take yourself or life too seriously. Don't, you know, it's like show up in the messiness and don't beat yourself up about stuff. Then don't worry about making mistakes because they're integral to learning. And burn the candles and drink the wine and wear the clothes and do the stuff you want to do. And, you know, like, don't put pressure on yourself either. You know, it's the kindness, it's the compassion, and just, just be who you're meant to be.
If you had to return 20, 30 years back, is there anything that you would like to change?
I mean, a lot about the world that's maybe happened now, you know, like equality on lots of levels has occurred. 20, 30 years ago, I guess, you know, like we were in a world where, yeah, I mean, I don't know, there's lots of differences and lots of changes, but I suppose like equality and like, I mean, even now, like we live in a very, you know, misogynistic world that is not, you know, is still overruled by the patriarchy, and everything needs to keep evolving. But I think the more we can have conversations, the more we can keep showing up and pushing for equality and pushing for, you know, the underdog to be raised up, and for, you know, for, you know, diversity and acceptance and compassion and, you know, peace in the world. Like if you don't have peace in your own heart, you don't bring it to the world, and then it ripples out, you know. So for just, you know, the force against the transphobes and the, you know, the haters, the you know, the people that are outlawing people to just be themselves and to be in the world in their own freedom. You know, I'm a freedom seeker. Yeah.
Do you feel that the minorities here in Ireland, like in this case, the gay community, is it protected? Is it accepted? How do you feel it? That you're part of it?
I think it's all. I mean, it is to an extent, but it's always a battle. It's always something that you can't settle on those things being a guaranteed future-proof plan. Like there's always going to be some mad, deranged person that's going to come into government that's going to outlaw and want to homogenize, you know, and decree that this is okay to do, but not that thing on a Tuesday when it's raining. So I think we've got to be vigilant. Like there's lots of countries where people are just thrown off the tops of buildings because of, religion or ethnicity or queer things, or like anything that is a minority is always going to have to keep fighting to be standing on equality and equal rights, human rights for everybody. I think it was Andy Warhol who said, I think everyone should like everyone. And I think if we could bring more of that, then just let people get on with their small lives. It's short, it'll be over soon. So yeah.
What is the biggest challenge here in Ireland for someone from the trans or gay community, from your experience?
I can only speak for myself. I have lots of friends that are trans, and I think like healthcare is a big issue. Just there isn't the healthcare needs that are being provided, that are being met. In Ireland, I know that the repeal the 8th Amendment, even the abortion rights for women. I know that there's a whole huge issues around. I have a friend who's a midwife, and he was explaining to me like how the hospitals in Ireland are owned by the church, and then the church are standing in the way of offering services that, even though legally we brought it in and we appealed for the 8th Amendment to offer services, the church are able to step in because they'll have because they rent the buildings and they own the land that are being used for healthcare services. So there's an overlap, and I fully believe that church and state should separate. We should be able to vote. If I want my taxes to go to the church, they go to the church. Like in countries like Denmark, they can vote if you want your taxes to go to the church or not. In Ireland, it was automatic for years. So I disagree with I'm not anti-religion. If you want to have a religion and you want to be in a church, there's a place for that, and everyone needs a place for everyone to exist. But when the clash happens and there's no healthcare or no services offered, and it's become legal, which it has done, then that's just it's hypocritical, so yeah.
Okay, thanks so much. And then would you have a message for your friends, your family, sorry. Okay, so yeah. So a message for people that know you, friends, family, and so on. Something short. Those who are going to watch the video.
A message for friends and family.
People that are going to watch the video, yeah.
And people that are watching the video. Just be more you. Show up and be more you. Be more you. The world needs your weird freakiness, your weird individuality, your love, your kindness, your compassion. Just be a good person. Just show up and have fun.
And you mentioned before you are an artist. Where can people find you?
So I'm on Instagram, Peter W_ILLIS, Peter Willis. So yeah, I'm an artist. I make ceramics, I make clothes, do workshops on fashion, upcycling, textiles, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, so yeah, Instagram.
Okay, so next time we can do a short about what you do. Okay, thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Stefan.
Peter, you're amazing. Thanks so much.